I got you, people. Something is going wrong with the United States. It's got to be something in the air, something you're drinking or eating, that people are acting crazy, irrational. Just they get ticked off for anything. They want to kill. They want to beat up on somebody. You know, they just turn psycho. You know, it's a lot of things happening here. You don't want to come from another country and think you're going to make it here in America with all these catastrophic things that are going on. It's unexplainable. I know somebody out there knows why people are acting so strange. I mean, they don't have no self-control. All these killing, stabbing, mugging. You know, they don't get along with each other. Everybody's blaming everybody. Nobody has control and nobody has an idea. Unless the elite has something to do with this, right? Somebody out there in some secret code is controlling people's minds. So they say, I guess the apocalypse is already here. There's no need to search. The apocalypse is here in America. So we got three things. We got a crazy story about this young nurse. I got her name. I think her name is Stormin Ann something. And she was working at this hospital and she was taking care of infants, and what she was doing was fracturing babies' bodies. I mean, she was just grabbing them and twisting their legs, their backs, and, you know, breaking their bones, you know, in a structure. Now, why would a person do something like this? And she looks like she's young. I'll put her picture, her image up later. But what is wrong with people in America? And this was a young lady. I guess she was certified something to be working with infants. And I think the hospital or the clinic that she was working should be held accountable for that this lady, you know, was not found earlier enough to have these babies or boy getting fractured bones and the internal organs broken. And what happened to the other? I'm sure there was other shits, and they should have reported that these babies were screaming. Like when you got a fracture bone or something in your body, you know, it's usually a bump or a scarf, red shows up that something is wrong. You know, somebody's got to report it. Who was inside with these infants at the time of all these fractures that these babies occur? And most of them are going to be paralyzed for life because of the damage that this young nurse did to these infants and babies, you know, broke their legs, cracked their backs. You know, they're going to be in paralysis, on wheelchairs, maybe can't walk, you know, while this young nurse is still walking around and having life. There's no excuse for that. She should be doing life in prison. You know, she can't be trusted. Talking about, they wrote an article that, oh, she cannot deal with people under 18, but I guess people over 18, she could grab them and break their backs and break, you know, their legs, fracture their bodies, and it'd be okay because she's dealing with people over 18. And that's what the article says. She won't be able to work with nobody under 18, but above 18, I guess it's okay for a nurse to break somebody's structure and leave them paralyzed for life. That's what's going on, people. And another one is two individuals that took two dogs and threw them over a bridge because they claim that the dogs wasn't safe or they wasn't behaving. So they took it upon themselves to take them to a bridge and throw them over. And the dogs miraculously survived from 73 foot high bridge and hitting the waters. You know, that turns into a brick, you know, like you that far distance from the bridge, and when you hit, it's like a rock, you know, it gets solid. So miraculously the two dogs survived and they were rescued, and they've been held by animal protected shelters. And I guess like the police officers, that the rescue team, They want to take care of the dogs and make it their own personal pet. But the things, people are going crazy, doing crazy things. You didn't want the dogs or whatever. You give them away, take them to a shelter, set them free. I'm sure somebody will pick them up if they find a way to live. But to kill them, just because you want to get rid of them, you don't want them, and throw them over a bridge, it's not right. And the thing is that it was an 18-year-old, and the next person was unbelievable. I didn't believe the age. The next person was 70 years old. A 70-year-old woman also participated in throwing the dogs over the bridge. What is this, a 70-year-old woman going up to bridges and throwing dogs over? It's crazy. These people, something's wrong with these people here in America. And then we got a bus driver, right, stabbing a passenger. Yes, you heard it right. A bus driver stabbed a passenger because the passenger was getting loud and destructive. So I don't understand, right? These buses not in New York, they got a plexiglass to protect the bus drivers. The guy was getting aggressive. I'm sure there's a panic button or whatever. There's cameras in the bus, that would take image of the perpetrator and things like that. The driver shouldn't get off that seat and get out of his protective compartment to address a passenger. So I guess the bus driver got mad. He got off his seat and stabbed. You're not gonna believe it, stabbed. That's what they say. Stabbed the passenger in the head and in his thigh. I don't know what this driver's doing. I'm sure, everybody needs protection. He had a knife, right? But the thing is, he got up his safety zone and he got out and confronted the passenger. You should never, either the passenger or the driver confront anybody. The passenger, also, if he had a problem with the bus driver, you could speak or whatever. Don't try to assault the driver or try to put harm on him, because he has the right to protect himself. But it went the opposite around. The driver was the one that stabbed the passenger in the head and in the thigh, in the leg. Now they both arrested and they both was charges. People have no control here in America. You want to be safe? Watch it behind your home, on TV, on the news, but don't come to America. America is becoming chaos. And with that, people, I'll let you go and think about that.